Am I recording?
It shows that it's recording.
Yeah, it's recording. Okay, well, y'all, hey, thank y'all for joining. We are in year 3, and we're excited. We're about to start year 4 come January 1, if the Lord says the same, and if I choose to keep wasting my time with y'all. no,
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
no, 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 no. I'm saying that only because you all have, you know what? That's not fair. Because here recently, y'all have been coming clean and coming real. Uh, like because when we did that talk on temptation, y'all were talking about tempted with ice cream and candy and all that. Y'all know better than that. Come on now. So anyway, y'all are finally getting real. But hey, y'all, let me tell y'all, let me show y'all, let me share with y'all something that I just got a text from Felicia because she originally registered to receive the emails every week like everybody, all the normal people, right? I don't know. Something happened where she must have took her name out of the hat or unregistered or unsubscribed, I guess is what it is. And so now she doesn't get the email every week. So I have to send her a text with it. She gets
Thank
on my
you.
last nerve.
That's okay.
So anyway, she sent me this text. I hope, can y'all see the screen share?
You share my.
Are y'all seeing the screen share?
Oh, you
yeah.
funny.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Okay, so here's what she sent me. She sent me a, where's my email or whatever. And so so I sent it to her and then sent her the invitation. She said, "Hello, this is my highlight for the week. Now quit playing." And then she says, "Feel like I'm chasing a brother. Laugh out loud just for some knowledge." The girl is a nut, y'all. She's a certified nut. So anyway, I just appreciate that sentiment though, y'all. She says this is a highlight for her week, and I appreciate that because I get a lot of joy out of this as well. You all really make this Thursday a special time. So I just want to thank y'all for making it such. So we started talking about, are you using the wrong bait? Because one of my sisters asked the question, I need some help. Can somebody help me to know why I keep I'm doing something wrong because I keep attracting the same kind of guy. Okay, somebody needs to mute. Felicia, I think it's you.
No, sir.
No, sir.
But I will to show you that it's not me.
Okay, I'm picking up some background noise from somebody. I don't know whom it is. Okay, so are you using the wrong bait was the topic that we chose. I'm still hearing it. Sound like a radio program or something. Anyway, so um, anyway, we started talking, and then my sister L says, "What if I have been married and not, I don't want to be married again?" So I asked the question, so are you saying that you still want to date? And if so, what is your purpose for dating then? And you all will recall that she shared with us a very sensitive testimonial, if you will, and it really did set the stage for what we are for what we discuss. Oh my gosh, several people are waiting. Hold on, let me. I thought I'd let everybody in. Okay. Um. So, any rate, so that was the basis for our discussion for several weeks, and then I said, "Oh, some of y'all are probably saying, ooh, I can't wait to tell somebody," but y'all didn't, and I appreciate that. And then the week after, we got this email from one of our participants speaking from the heart. I need help because I was looking for love in all the wrong places. I feel like if my father was in my life, he could have taught me how a man's supposed to treat a lady. I'm being honest, I was having sex with men and I was wrong because I was in lustful relationships. I'm at a point now where I just want to get closer to God and live a single life. And y'all, I just want to take a moment to take a look back because I thought about something related to those two testimonies. And I just got to say, let me just remind those of you who are in a similar situation. Let me just remind you of what the Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians 7, verses 7 through 9. For he says, "For I would that all men were even as I myself, but every man hath his proper gift of God, one after this manner and another after that." What Paul was communicating was had the ability. He was okay being unmarried and he was cool with it. And he didn't seem to have those challenges. But he says, I realize and recognize that everybody can't be like me. Okay. So he says, I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. And when he uses the word contain, he means if you cannot control your passion, your desires, if you cannot control that need for sex, then he says, marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. I wanted to go back and say that just in case some of you are in that situation where you have those desires and you can't seem to get control of those desires. One, there is nothing to be ashamed of in that situation. I hope y'all get what I'm saying. There is nothing, you have no reason to be ashamed if you have those desires. God created us that way. And if your life circumstances or whatever has put you in a situation where you just have to have it, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Okay, but Paul says you need to marry because it's better to marry than to burn. And he wasn't talking about burning in hell. I mean, yeah, that's coming if you continue to burn with this passion and you continue to satisfy that passion outside of marriage. But what he was talking about is better to marry than to burn with passion, because if you burn with passion, you're more than likely going to go and satisfy that passion. Okay. Are y'all okay with what I just did? Because it would be real easy. Let me tell you how Satan works. Satan is your best friend when he's trying to get you to commit fornication. He's your best friend. I mean, he's serving it up. He's showing you everything you like in a man or a woman. He's going to show it to you. He's going to present it on a silver platter, right? He's your best friend at that point. But as soon as you partake, he's going to flip on you and he's going to say, thought you was this big old Christian. What happened to your faith and your commitment to God? I knew you weren't. And then he's going to use that against you to the point to where you are going to basically say, I don't believe that God can use me moving forward. I don't want you all to suffer that. Okay, somebody react to what I just said, please, so I can move on. Anybody? Nobody? Y'all scared?
Well, I think that's something we all know very well, or we wouldn't even be trying to cluster like this.
I appreciate that. Does that make sense? Somebody else talk to me.
Are you talking about on the level of where you want to be useful in any relationship that you're in, and you want to be, especially, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, myself, and, all of me, you want to be able to have not just a physical connection, but a spiritual connection. And if that person is harboring something that I partaked in or that we did together and holding it over my head, then for me, I can't be spiritually useful to that person because they're not going to hear me. They're going to think that everything that I say from then on, which is what they're voicing, is temporal. and not that I am convicted by the Spirit and am truly led to do this. So if they can't hear me and I can't learn from them and they can't learn from me, then the relationship becomes pointless. It just becomes more or less a sex fest because there's nothing else you can do with it.
Well, it's interesting. That's an interesting take on what I said, Rosalind. Um, and it really does speak to something else that is even deeper, and that is, if you are burning with passion and you get with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or in some cases, some people just get with their friend, and it's, just because in our society, sex has become this casual thing that people just do. Okay, so regardless to what kind of relationship it is, when you get with that individual and you have told them that you are a Christian, and yet you, in a moment of weakness, have sex, from that point on, you've lost a lot of influence with that individual. So you do have to be careful with that. But what I was really speaking of was what Satan, instead of what the other person thinks, Rosalind, I was talking about what Satan tries to do to you, the Christian, who has partaken in those activities, because he will sure enough try to convince you you are no longer worthy and worth anything to God. That's the danger moving forward. But your thought, if I heard you correctly, your thought of that person from that point, from moving to the point where you all engage in sex, from that point, it may be difficult for that individual to view you and your religion, your commitment to God, as serious. Was that what you were trying to say?
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And yes, you're absolutely right. At that point, you run the risk of losing all influence with that individual. And if that individual is not a Christian, you may not ever be able to convert that individual. And if he or she, because we have some men on the call, if she is a Christian or he is a Christian, you run the risk of now messing both of y'all up, because Satan is going to mess with both of y'all as it relates to y'all's commitment to God.
Right.
So I just wanted to circle back just to say to all of you, be warned that there's nothing wrong with having those desires for sex. It is absolutely natural. It is necessary for us to do what God has commanded us to do when he gave Eve to Adam and he says, be fruitful and multiply. That's the way he created us. So just be aware, y'all, that if you have those desires, just do one thing, and that is, y'all, I mean, you know what amazes me? It amazes me in our society today that people can go into relationships so cavalierly, and they choose to have sex with somebody that they wouldn't even consider marrying. That blows me away. It just blows me away, y'all. I'm speechless because at that mentality.
Well, I think that with that mentality is the different age group. The young adults, 18 to 30. Yeah, try to get as much in.
Felicia, are you saying only those 18 to 30 have that feeling?
Try to have sex with no conscience. I think that population right there, I feel the younger generation are more trying to get as much as they can up under their belt, and they're careless with it, more so than the more mature adult, I think.
Okay, hey, I don't believe so. I ain't buying that. Anybody else? Somebody else got a thought on this?
I don't think it's just the younger people either. There are older people that do the same thing, and like some older women even like to go after the younger men, and we've always heard that sometimes the older men like to get with younger women. It's like, I guess, an adventure for them or something. And so, yeah, a lot of people don't think about there's no love and feeling and caring in it. It's just sex and fun and a distraction.
Yeah,
Wow.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, you know, we can make generalities when we make statements. Uh, Not everybody's going to fit into those generalities, but I just think based on what I'm seeing and the people that I'm counseling with, it don't matter the age. In our society today, folks just want to do it. I mean, but but what Paul is, I think, communicating, because he lived under different circumstances. I think what
Hmm.
Paul was communicating is, if you just cannot control yourself, marry. And why wouldn't you want to marry? Because this is the person that you have found that you enjoy their company. And that's a good segue into where we're going tonight in our discussion. But I just wanted to throw this out there, y'all, just in case somebody is feeling guilty about their feelings, about what they've done. Don't allow Satan to hold you hostage with that guilt, right? Repent of it. These sisters who have communicated, hey, I was wrong, I'm ready to move forward. High five to you all. But please, and I think the both of you communicated, I need some help. Okay, let's get together. We can do a Zoom counseling session one-on-one where none of these other folks are on. But I just want to thank you all, those of you who came clean and became, and who were very honest and open. I just want to thank God for you, that you have come to that point to where you want to get it together and get your relationship back right with God. So I just wanted to tell you that there's nothing wrong with your desire to have sex. That's not what's wrong, right? Now, your reason for doing so might be why we need to go ahead and do some one-on-one counseling. But I just wanted to drop that thought, okay? Just wanted to drop that thought. So we've been going through this, you know, the one that got away is where we were last week. Too picky, just weren't ready, couldn't appreciate a good thing, didn't know a good thing when you saw it. Are you one of the unlucky ones who now, using hindsight, realizes that you let your soulmate slip right between your fingers? How could you be so? You fill in the blanks. Well, anyway, that's kind of what we're talking about. I gave you something to chew on last week with this article from Psychology Today. Is the one that got away real, right? And hopefully you all had a chance to go and check that out, check that article out. Um, so we're not going to go back over that, but I do want to go back over these three, or was it six? Yeah, three. Make a list of reasons why the relationship worked and one for why it didn't work. Did anybody try that last week, this week? Anybody? Make a list of reasons why the relationship worked and one for why it didn't work. Putting it on paper. Anybody do that? No? Okay. So much for me giving y'all advice. Okay. Stop following their social media. How many of y'all did that? All right. Way to go, Sabrina. All right. All right. Stop following their social media. And then try to stay in the present. If we let our minds wander too often to past regrets and mistakes, It can lead to depression, anxiety, illness, and other problems, says DeLuca. As much as possible, focus on moving forward and establishing realistic goals to promote a positive outlook for the future. That's what you need to do instead of dwelling on the one that got away. Okay, so same deal, except the title was different. The one that got away is gone. Let go. Come on, y'all. Let go. Okay, so now we're into part 2. Before I go any further, y'all got any comments on what I've just covered? Anybody that wasn't on last week that has any thoughts on what we just covered? The one that got away.
Hey, Brother Bradley, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, you weren't on last week.
Yes, sir. I went to another call last week. But you and I discussed. I don't believe in one, not in a one that got away.
I'm sorry. Repeat that. You kind of cut out for a minute.
I don't believe in losing a one that got away. If they got away, they got away for a reason.
Okay.
So, and I think one of the things that I shared with you, just looking back at my past relationships and looking at where those individuals are now and where I am now, it didn't work for a reason. And I think I mentioned to you that even the one that I had questioned ended up we might be related. So it didn't work for a reason.
Lord have mercy.
Like, honestly and truly believe that, and even if it was okay, I was too picky, or even if it was okay, my standards were too high or too low, or this, that, and the other, whatever the reason may be, if that relationship had worked, y'all would have been miserable at the point that y'all had gotten together at that time. So did he really get away, or did she really get away? They got away for a reason.
Lord have mercy. And y'all, so Andrea and I talked last week because she called me and said, hey, I got to get on another call, so I'm more than likely not going to be on the call. But she shared what she just said. Can y'all imagine if she had really pursued, or they had pursued each other and come to find out they were related? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. You know, they do a lot of that in England, from what I understand, with the royal family. And they say that when they start mating with their relatives, all kinds of birth defects and boy, Lord have mercy, y'all. Can y'all imagine? And Andrea, I gotta tell you, I am so with you on that. I am so with you on that. I had a rule when I was dating. If we ever broke up, I wasn't going back. That was my rule. If we ever broke up, I wasn't going back. I don't get these people that Al Green talked about it, right? I think he said, you break up to make up. And Lord have mercy. I know y'all probably already know we just talked about sex. Y'all know we like to keep it real. And some people say, boy, that makeup sex is great. I don't think it's worth it. If I got to fight, I'm sorry, y'all. Look, let me tell you a little bit about my upbringing. You know, I've mentioned to you all childhood and upbringing, that family of origin, how it impacts your decisions in your adult lives. True that. Because let me tell you, my mother was a fusser. My mother's 94 years old. She can still fuss. And I said I would not marry a woman that fussed. My first wife barely talked. Lord have mercy, I did too good. And Tan, you know, Kim don't do a lot of talking, you know. And she certainly, y'all, let me make sure y'all understand something. She certainly does not fuss. She ain't gonna, that woman, she'll tell you how she feel, and that's it. Praise God. Cause Lord have mercy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That was my rule, right? Don't, if you break up, don't get back together. I didn't want a woman that fussed. I think I did too well with that first one because boy, I had to fight to get conversation sometimes. But to Andrea's point, y'all, if it didn't work out, it just didn't work out, y'all. And there might be a reason. Okay. So I put this slide together. Don't she look lonely, y'all? She looked like she lost her best friend. Well, I wanted to talk about the one that got away, and maybe they got away because of a breakup or a divorce. Maybe y'all fought, infidelity, or career, or they moved. Okay, but to Andrea's point, okay, y'all look. Do you want to fight all the time? Oh,
No.
wait.
No.
Oh, time out now. Time out. Let me. Before you answer too quickly, let me tell you what's been my experience in counseling with people. If their mother and father, or their mother and their stepdaddy or mama's boyfriend or whatever fought all the time, some kids come away from there with that's the way it's supposed to be. So we gonna fight. And if we're not fighting, we're not loving.
Mm-hmm.
Hello? Anybody on the
No.
line?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Can say, yeah, I know about that.
Well, yeah, but I think most people are like you. If they grew up and they experienced a whole lot of chaos in their households, well, intelligent people, I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but you start moving away from, you didn't want a fussing woman like your mama. So you sought out a quieter spirit, which
Yeah,
you found,
right.
and I think it's a matter of knowing yourself and knowing, what feels good to you. And you're right, some people are from really wounded places where they seek out what they know best. But if it doesn't make you feel good, like, all the literature says love is not supposed to hurt. There we go.
Right. And Tan, one of the things about that is they tend to, I'm sorry, I'm changing your name so
That's okay.
folks won't see your number. Um, the idea, she said, leave my number up there. Somebody might want to call me. Anyway, no, but one of the reasons some people choose to stay in that situation is it's comfortable only because it's familiar.
Right.
So, but there are those who say, I don't want any parts of that. So they go the opposite direction. But it can be 3 or 4 kids in that same family who grew up in that same environment. 1 or 2 might say, I don't want any parts of that, but the others will find themselves in that same situation, y'all. But I want y'all to give some consideration to what Andrea said, and that is, look, if it didn't work out, it didn't work out for a reason. That's what you need to think about. And oh, by the way, there's another reason the one might have gotten away, and that is through death. You might have been married and your spouse died. Okay, that one got away. And if you are not careful in both situations, you will stay stuck. And that's not fair that's not fair to you because you are going to want to be in another relationship. But it's not fair for you to keep holding on to that one you think was so good because the next person has to own up to that fantasy that you hold your ex in, the one that got away. And if you're not careful, if you had the misfortune of losing your spouse in death, if you're not careful, you could even find yourself blaming God. Lord have mercy. Somebody else talk about the one that got away, y'all. I'm trying to wrap this up tonight.
Hmm.
I guess I just wrapped it up, huh? How about the men on the call? Y'all got anything to say? We got 3 men, Jamal, Marcel, and William.
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes the one that got away is the best thing that could have happened to you.
Right. Okay. Okay, but Sister Marlene, do you think there's only one who could be the best thing that ever happened to you?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean the one that got away is good that he got away. It's good for you.
Oh,
That's the best thing for you that he did get away from you.
I got you.
And what Sister Merlene said goes in line with what I was talking about. When I look at some of the guys I was with now, I'm like, thank you, Lord. I dodged the bullet. My word. I mean, I have some who no longer believe in God. Like, how do you not believe in God anymore? Like, seriously. And some that are just straight bombs. And I'm like, I dodged the bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, I don't know, maybe a month ago, when I look back over some of the girlfriends that I had, Lord have mercy, I'm so thankful that God, you know, 1 Corinthians 10:13, made a way of escape. Shoot.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, it was escape, y'all. I mean, when you listen at think about the word escape, y'all. You don't just walk away and say, I escaped. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? That's what Andrea is saying. Man, look, I dodged not a bullet, I'm a couple of missiles, y'all.
Not missiles.
You know, y'all better, y'all better recognize. Look here. God has a way of providing. Have y'all anybody know how God can provide?
Oh yes.
And you know what I've discovered? Sometimes God provides by keeping things from us. Woo!
Yeah.
Y'all, that's deep right there. Somebody better say amen. Alicia, call the preacher so we can sing that song. Come on,
Stop it. I'm not playing with
Rosalind,
you. No.
call Brother Emmanuel. Let's sing that song.
We're not supposed to play.
Hallelujah.
You're going to have to repent for that.
Y'all hear what I'm saying? Somebody, come on. Is Andre the only one who gets it?
No, I completely get it.
Yeah.
It's more of a learn. It's like more of a learning. It's like take what happened in that relationship and use it in this relationship. Like right now, for me, I was so used to what happened in my last relationship that in my current one right now, it's like I was looking for the same patterns, but it wasn't happening, and it shocked me, but it was refreshing.
Yeah. And sometimes, Sabrina, you can look for those same patterns, and in your mind, you will make those things the same. And then you start sabotaging the relationship so that you don't get hurt again. Yeah, don't go down that path. Okay, Alicia, you were about to say something. Speak to us.
Well.
You
No, I
said
was
you
just
could
gonna say
relate.
that I can relate to that. I mean, like I told you, part of the reason why I got in ministry was from a breakup. I realized I had to analyze he was basically my idol, and I could not. How could I worship God if he was my idol?
My Lord, that's deep right there, girl. Hold on, let me go get my scuba gear. Yeah, hold on. Stop the presses. When that individual becomes your idol, you just kick God to the curb. God ain't gonna bless that thing. I'm sorry.
Right. And that's funny because
Yeah.
didn't we talk about that earlier today, Mama?
Yeah, yeah, we sure
That's
did.
funny.
God ain't gonna bless that thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you, I'm sorry, when we start doing things for somebody else and not for God, what I tell y'all 2 or 3 months ago, no man can do what? Serve two masters.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Lord have mercy.
Because I think I said that
And
on one of the calls, like you give so much of yourself and the only thing left is your soul. And then it's like, okay, well, you ain't getting that.
Right.
Right. But if you're not careful, you start giving that away.
Yeah.
But the sad part about it is you don't even realize that you are giving your soul away. That's why
Yeah.
he asked the question,
Mm-hmm.
what doth it profit if you gain the whole world and lose your own soul?
Mm-hmm.
Or what would a man give in exchange for his soul? A piece of tail?
mm,
Yeah, I said it,
ooh,
because this ain't
yes, you did.
church.
Mm,
Mm.
It is what
mm,
it is, right? So
It
that's
it
fine what
it
you're saying.
it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well, what?
and oh, somebody's
Mhm.
hold on, somebody's chatting. Lord have mercy. Let me see.
Somebody was about to say something too.
Mm.
Yes, they're not gonna say it.
Uh,
One thing that comes to mind for me, excuse me, is we're such romantics, especially as women, that we keep seeing ourselves in these scenarios where things change, they get better. Somebody has finally decided to make a change. I know it happened for me. My husband was a mess when I met him, and he decided that I was the one, so he started making changes. And it was almost like and I did quit him a whole bunch of times. Every time I told him, listen, I'm not gonna put up with this, I'm not gonna put up with that. The next thing he did was switch that thing around, and he kept showing up. No matter, I said, listen, I'm done with you. Why are you still calling me? And one night I was studying the Bible. What are you doing? Studying the Bible. Well, what are you reading? I'm going to read it too. Anyway, it just flipped the whole scenario. So I think we go through this thing where we're really romanticizing what we want. And so that's how you end up sticking into something that may never change, but you're always hopeful that it will, because you saw something on TV yesterday. You saw Soul Food or some great movie, and you want to be that person in the scenario and the story where that person changes. And fortunately for me, I did live that. I saw somebody switch around for the most part. I mean, he still had flaws like I have, obviously, but he did start to make the changes that were necessary for me to pay attention to him again, because I was done, and I was done more than once.
wow. Somebody need to hear that. No, we're not having technical difficulty. I'm just letting that sink in, y'all. We romanticize and fantasize about what should be, what could be, rather than looking at what is.
And you
And
know what? I think that would go into basically how we've discussed before, how women, when they were girls, were always brought up, you want to get married, you want to, we're giving baby dolls. So we're always groomed for this fairy tale thing. And then reality happens, which we're not prepared for that reality.
yeah, yeah. And not only that, Alicia, but it's just y'all's nature. That's the way God
Right.
created y'all. Y'all are just, nurturers. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to be careful because of your nature because you all will grab a hold. I'm sorry, some guy will grab a hold of you. Actually, let me put that back like I had it at first. You all will grab a hold because I know some of y'all will grab a hold of a guy knowing that he ain't no good, but y'all can change him. Y'all can fix him. Y'all can help them.
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
so,
Mhm.
so Rosalind says to everybody, one should never fall in love with potential. Everyone doesn't live up to it. Okay, and Rosalind,
Wow.
I'm gonna ask you, Rosalind, to stop using the chat because I don't always pay attention to the chat. But that's why we got on this call. That's why I pay my money every month so we can talk and look at each other. But y'all, I know COVID is still going on. Y'all can't get your hair did, so y'all don't want to show yourself. At any rate,
Right.
so anyway, I said before when I was in college for electrical engineering, and I was working with this engineer. This man told me, he said, "You know what potential is or means, right?" And I said, "No." He says, "It means you ain't done it yet."
There you go.
Lord have mercy. And if you ain't done it yet, one has to ask the question why, or one should ask the question why. So, yeah, I mean, we have to be careful. I mean, look at what is. And y'all, okay, y'all remember the Milky Way commercial? No regrets.
Mm.
Lord have
Yeah,
mercy.
that tattoo.
Right. No
Mhm.
regrets. Um, uh, y'all, I try to live my life with no regrets. That doesn't mean I have not made mistakes. That doesn't mean that I didn't make uh, not necessarily mistakes, but could have made better decisions, better choices, or whatever. But why focus on the regrets? Why focus on those things, right? Because all I have is the right here and the right now. That's all I have. And if I look back over my mistakes or whatever, Lord have mercy. How could I ever move forward? Right? If I did that, me and that beautiful woman in there wouldn't be married
Mm.
after my divorce of my first wife. Because I would have been
Mhm.
filled with regrets. But
Mm.
I love everything about marriage, y'all. I love the companionship. I love the friendship. And as I told y'all, I don't believe in the fighting and the fussing and all that. So I just love the companionship. Y'all, we get in there and we just have a jolly good time. And but if I had lived in the regrets of my first, and y'all, let me tell you, if you haven't gone through a divorce, let me tell you, you don't know what I'm talking about. But Alicia can relate.
Yeah, it's like a death. It's like you're in mourning for the relationship.
It is a
Wow.
death. There ain't nothing like it is a death, right? And I was telling somebody in counseling,
Even though it was bad, it was horrible, but still it was a pain
it,
that
it was a pain, and you do
mhm.
mourn and you grieve.
Mhm.
And
Wow.
when Kim and I got married and we brought the kids, and by the way, I come to find out, gentlemen, y'all need to pay attention right here. I didn't know. Y'all know that what's that white comedian? The one who always says, I didn't know. Um,
Is
yeah,
it
real
Gary
funny.
Owens?
Huh?
It's not Gary Owens, is it?
Gary Owen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He said he always, I didn't know. No, y'all, men, I didn't know that a woman doesn't want to move into a house where another woman has been.
Mm.
I didn't know.
Mm.
Dude, look, I'm a man. I'm thinking logically. Hey, we got a house, you know, but I didn't know. And but so we moved. I mean, because at that time, the finances were jacked up from the divorce and all that kind of. and I couldn't sell the house because it wasn't in good shape, to get my money back out. Couldn't qualify to get a new one. So guess what? We stuck with this one. And I was blessed. This woman just went with it, right? Okay, but that's not the point. The point is, y'all, I'm talking about grieving in a divorce. I went upstairs and her kids went upstairs and they were in the bedrooms upstairs. My kids' stuff was still up there. The rooms were just like it was when they went through the divorce. I'm talking grieving to the point to where you're just kind of frozen. I don't know. Anyway, we finally and eventually started clearing out Kim started clearing out all. but I'm just telling you, y'all, it could have been one of those times where I had regrets and could have been stuck in my regrets. But I said, I know there's somebody out there that's good for me. And continued to minister and work. And I was over prison ministry. That beautiful woman got involved in prison ministry. And it was all over but the shouting. Alicia, call the preacher one more time. Come on. My hallelujah. Do not, y'all, do not live in the past. There is a future out there for you. Just like it was when you first met the one. You ever left the job? Maybe you got fired or laid off or whatever. Or maybe you were in a job and they threatened to get rid of you. You think I'm bothered by that? I was looking for a job when I found this one. Hello, somebody talk to me. Y'all hear what I'm saying?
Yep.
I was looking for a woman when I found you. And if this don't work out, guess what? I still know how to look. And I told y'all, after my divorce, I was dreading getting back into single life because all the folks that helped me with my lines were dead, Luke,
Oh no.
all of I didn't know how in the world I was gonna put some lines together. I didn't even want to go down that path of playing that stupid game. That's a stupid game. Lord have mercy.
Well, I think that's the problem. The games. Just be yourself.
Right. And so thank God I didn't need a line with Kim. I'd have still been trying to find somebody. Because y'all rap artists, boy, they had some hard lines. Anyway, so y'all, long time ago, I was looking through, because I had to speak at a funeral and I was looking at some stuff. And I ran up on this thing that says, don't weep because it's over. Rejoice because it happened. If you had a wonderful time with someone and it's over, don't weep because it's over. Rejoice because it happened. Take the good out of that one, right?
Yeah.
And then look for that in this next one. They say Dr. Seuss was the one who came up with it at first. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Either way it goes, y'all, don't stay stuck. Okay, and then as I'm trying to wrap this thing up, we talk about this friend zone. So I went and looked the friend zone up in Wikipedia, and it says in popular culture, friend zone is a term used for the situation in which one person in a mutual friendship wishes to enter into a romantic or sexual relationship with the other person, while the other does not. God, I'm sorry. That's wrong to be laughing. The person whose romantic advances were rejected is then said to have entered or to have been put in the friend zone with the sense that they are stuck there. Anyway, y'all, I got to thinking about that today because in the last several discussions we've had, y'all seem to be stuck talking about this friend stuff. And it's so confusing to me because Kim and I became friends first. We enjoy, look, y'all, we enjoyed one another's company. I enjoyed being with that beautiful woman. Those 2 hours going up to the prison, I enjoyed every moment talking with her. I remember y'all one time, I just remember one time, she was talking and all I could do was look at those beautiful lips of hers.
Oh,
I was like spellbound. I don't know if I heard a word she said, y'all. but I'm trying to tell y'all got me so confused on this talking about these guys that just want to be friends, and I get it. Okay, but here's what I've told y'all. If the guy is not making any moves to let you know that he's really interested in having more than or being more than just a friend, he ain't feeling you like that.
Yep.
And guess what, y'all? If he is feeling you like that, but he ain't making a move to show it, that means he ain't got the courage. He ain't the one.
Most definitely.
He's scared. He's a chicken. Come on now. Anyway, I'm just saying. Okay, so y'all, I thought about this friend zone. And then I got to thinking. It appears to me that females put men in the friend zone for different reasons than men put females in the friend zone. Anybody want to help me with this? You notice I left the boxes blank.
yeah.
Why do
Brother
you ladies put men in the friend zone? Andrea?
May I speak for this?
Yes, please.
I think the scenario that you gave with you and your wife, it's very romantic, by the way. But
oh,
there
there's a
some
but.
guys who will take that and run with it and not let their feelings and expressions be known as to when they're ready to move to the next level, because just friends. And so as a female, that's what I fear. I'm not trying to be your friend for forever. I want to be your best friend. I want to be your number one. More than just your compadre.
Okay, so you're saying some guys would do what now? They would.
So when you talk about your how you and your wife were friends first,
right?
At some point, it moved beyond the friend level,
right?
And so I don't ever hear you, even in your scenarios, talk about at what point it moved beyond the friend level.
Right.
So
Okay.
there are some people, some guys in general, who will stay at the friend zone for forever. And I'm not trying to be your friend forever.
Right.
I'm trying to be your best friend, but I'm not trying to be just your friend.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I was trying to communicate. That's exactly what I was trying to communicate, Andrea. And that is, see, first of all, I was attracted to her. And I'm not going to waste my time talking to somebody with that amount of time if I'm not interested in it being more. I know right away that I want something more out of this relationship. Understand what I just said, y'all.
Mhm.
See, we were already in a relationship. Okay, but don't get it twisted. It wasn't, it was just that we were brothers and sisters in Christ. That's a relationship. Y'all
Oh
get
yeah,
that?
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's a relationship.
Yeah.
And then the more we talked, y'all, and I told y'all, I was already impressed with this woman who was single and had 5 children and was always in worship on time before the singing started, y'all. That impressed me because my ex couldn't be on time if she was sitting on a clock. Y'all hear what I'm saying? So I was
But then how
already
did that look like when you finally did let
Thank
Kim know that you wanted something more with her other than just that friendship? How did that play out?
Well, and to piggyback off what Alicia said, I was on a call Saturday, and they literally went from being homeboy, homegirl to being engaged. And that's the first time I had heard that. And I'm like, but at what point did you realize
Right.
that this is no longer my friend, it's my boo? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And I think if you clear that water up, all this will make sense.
okay.
Right.
I'm about to clear it up. I'm about to clear. I already said it. You just missed it. You just missed
4, 5, 5.
I was already attracted to that beautiful woman. That's why I was talking with her. Come on now.
Hey, we get that part.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're looking for when you decided to say whatever it is that you
Right.
said, so that
Exactly.
she knew.
Right.
Because as
Because
women,
you can be attracted to more than one person.
Right.
that's right.
Definitely.
And as
So
women,
at
you get
what
used,
point?
as
For
a
the
woman,
brownie.
you get used to men, giving lines and showing interest. But at what point was it that she's the one?
Okay. Y'all are missing it still.
No,
No, I don't think we're missing it.
it's
I
not being
think
communicated.
Okay. Hold on.
We communicate differently.
I know. Hold on. Look,
We done heard about you
Andrea,
mesmerized by the
Andrea,
milk,
I think you and I are the
already
only one
in love,
enjoying this right now.
and spending time, but
But
you
I
haven't,
think,
like, at what point did you say, hey, I want something more?
it speaks to what I've been saying the whole time. Men and women define this word differently. And so I'm
Right.
trying to get a clear understanding of what a friend is. And how do
Okay.
I get beyond the friend zone? 'Cause
Right.
I ain't
Okay.
trying to be a friend
Right.
for a minute.
So that's why I was trying to go with this scenario over here on the board. Y'all,
You
I'm
get put in the
telling you.
friend zone because you can't articulate that you want more.
It just
Okay. Hold on. Tell me why you ladies put a guy in the friend zone.
I just told you mine. If you can't
Because he's
articulate,
unreliable, undependable.
Okay, he's unreliable. He's not dependable.
not necessarily. Well,
well, he wouldn't even be my friend if he was unreliable and undependable.
Lies. He
like
lies.
He lies.
I put
Okay. Right. And Rosalind, was that you, Rosalind, that said he wouldn't be my friend if he did that?
Unreliable and undependent and undependable. My friends I need to be able to rely on them. I need to be able to depend on them.
I'm with that. So guess what?
So no, he wouldn't be in the friend zone. He'd be one of those associates or others.
Right.
He'd be in the gone zone.
No, because some people, everybody wants to be used. They don't want to be misused. So if he has a good use, I'm going to use him for that, but he's not going to be my friend. He will be an associate.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Now
hold on. Understand what I just said. Everybody wants to be used, not misused. So I'm not talking about misusing this person. I'm talking about some people are only good for certain things. If you cook
certain
tamales,
things, Rosalind, hold on, Rosalind, hold on. Before you go too far, tell us what things he who is unreliable might be useful.
Conversation.
Conversation, or let's say he makes good tamales. Then when I want tamales, I want to go to that brother because he know how to do it.
Oh, Lord.
Let me buy my tamales and go on back home.
Oh, goodness.
I'm saying,
I mean, hey, if they some good
I'm just-
tamales, I feel you,
I'm
Rosalind.
trying to tell you, look, I'm gonna have this conversation and you can go back down memory lane while we having it, but I'm getting the tamales and I'm going to the house because this is what you do well. That's what I want.
Okay, Rosalind. Oh, Rosalind, have you ever told that man the only reason I'm friends with you is because you got good tamales?
I'm not his friend. I'm not his friend. I am a patron. I am
Oh.
buying tamales.
Okay.
Now he may want something more than just he wants friendship or more, but because you've already shown me your true self, I can't deal with you on that level. Let me get my tamales. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and buy a whole dozen so I don't even have to come back for a while.
Lord have mercy. Hold on, y'all. All right.
I believe
Sabrina.
in purposefully dating. I don't
Right.
believe in dating just to be going. I can feed me. I don't need, I don't want to date just to be spending your money or to be wasting my time.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. I gotta wipe the tears out of my eyes. Yeah, but yeah, but you don't know how to make tamales, obviously.
I don't. I really don't. And that was a true situation. So I do have an associate that makes tamales really well.
Oh, goodness.
So if y'all ever want turkey tamales,
hey, any men on the call know how to make tamales? Raise your hand if you know how to make tamales.
No, I need turkey tamales.
Oh, I ain't never had that.
That's what I'm saying. I will never lose that associate.
All right. Hold on, Rosalind. Sabrina had her hand up. Sabrina, go ahead. It's 8 o'clock, y'all. We passed 8 o'clock, but go ahead.
I will sometimes put a guy in a friend zone. Sometimes I will have a crush on the guy that I put in the friend zone, mostly just to observe how he acts, and if it's not compatible, like if I know that he's not interested and I'm not interested, he will stay there. But if he shows interest, like my current one, he actually showed interest and he's acting a certain way that hasn't happened in a while. So that's given me a chance to actually break free from the friend zone.
Right.
Because I want to date a friend. That's why I want to be friends in the first place.
I get that. And y'all, I'm telling you, you got to be careful with him. Sabrina, I see you, Sonia. Stand by. Sabrina, you have to be careful because he's showing interest. Because a guy can show interest. The question is, what is he interested in? So you still have to be cautious. So let me see what Sonia's got to say, y'all, and then we're gonna have to come back to the friend zone next week. Go ahead, Sonia.
I put a person in a friend zone because I want to get to know him, to give him the benefit of the doubt, just to get to know him. I'd rather have a friend that lasts a lifetime than put titles on it, be in a relationship, and it lasts for a short while. So I put people in the friend zone because I'm single and I'm dating. I'm not looking for anything, but I'm trying to get to know him. And it takes a while to truly get to know a person, to build that friendship.
Yeah. And so they want me to tell them when I knew that I wanted more with Kim than just prison ministry.
Right.
Praise God.
I'm sorry, Andre, you say what now?
The question was, how did you maneuver that? Like, how did you maneuver from friend to more than friend?
So, okay.
Because even using who was the last lady that spoke?
Sonia from Atlanta, Georgia.
Even using Sonia's example, I can have 5, 6, 7, 8 friends. But how do I maneuver from friendship to the next level? That's the question.
Right.
Depends
Okay.
on the relationship between you two. If you're not, if it's not a connection between you two, it's just a friendship. So it takes a while for you to get to know that, not rush it.
And
I
There's got
think
to
we're
be a
trying to get the
connection, a
man's
mutual
perspective of how
connection.
it plays out.
And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, okay, it's a mutual friendship, mutual this, that, and the other. For example, Brother Bradley with Kim. How did you know Kim versus every other friend you had?
Okay. Well, so I'm a little different. I'm a little different in that perspective.
Okay.
Because she was the only female friend.
That's what I'm saying. That's
right.
what I'm saying.
Right.
Now, okay, but don't get me wrong now, because because of being in youth ministry and then young adult ministry, I still had a lot of my teenagers that grew up to be young adults, and we were friends, right? But I'm different, I guess, maybe from other men.
That's what the difference is.
I got this
You're
one.
different from you are different from a lot of men.
I got this one that I'm focused on, y'all. I'm not a shotgun kind of a y'all know the difference between a shotgun and a rifle? A shotgun, when you shoot it, it has little pellets that go out. I ain't like that. I'm a rifle kind of guy. I ain't got but one bullet. That might not have sounded too good, but
no, it's okay.
But my point is, when I'm dating, I'm singularly focused. Let me tell y'all why that's important, ladies. Because when you get married, you want your husband to still be singularly focused.
Correct.
And guess what? It's past 8. I'm gonna leave it right there. We're gonna come back to the friend zone.
See how you doing?
I'm getting ready to say something, bro, Brad. I'm getting ready to say something. All right. Go ahead. Well, I'll say it for next week.
No, come on, bring it.
That's a courtship. What you described as a courtship.
Okay, but yes, it is. Okay, but Andrea, we'd already done the friendship thing, and I'm not one for extended friendships like you're saying. I'm with you on that. But y'all got me confused. Y'all make it sound like this friendship thing is like a perpetual thing. And I'm just telling you, if you're in a relationship, and again, relationship don't mean courtship, and if you're in a relationship and you'd like for it to be more, but he ain't doing nothing, or guys, you'd like for it to be more, but she ain't giving you any signals, it's time to find another one, because you're wasting each other's time. If you just want somebody to make tamales, go to the restaurant.
But then the problem is,
they don't make
okay, we'll finish
tamales.
up next week.
They don't make turkey tamales at the restaurant. They got pork and chicken. I need turkey.
Well, go out there and Google turkey tamales and learn how to make them yourself. And then you can make turkey tamales and maybe find your boo. Holla at y'all. I gotta go. Goodbye.
All right. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.